What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service, land clearing, and more. Oh man, been clearing some land at the property today, man. I'm gonna try to. I think my chain on my pole saw is pretty dull, but I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna try to clear up my driveway, at least some of it. Did a bunch of clearing out around the house. Should have had this thing set up, at least some time lapse on that, but I got a bunch more of that to do, so hopefully I'll be able to get y'all some tractor work on video here at some point. Electrician's still down here working, or he was when I left. I don't know if I told y'all this. The guy wiring it, not the guy that owns the company, but the guy that's the actual electrician that's coming out, that's Z-Man's daddy. He's the one wiring it. And he's got a helper with him, but he's actually was out here by himself. It's Saturday here. So Saturday I try to work on my property or fish. All right, one or the other, man. So I started down here about 9 o'clock this morning. It's about 12:30 now. I don't know if you remember looking at the front of the house. One side was open, like where we would drive around, and the other side was wooded. Well, the house is actually sitting in the middle of that property there. So there's as much clear on both sides. There's as much land on both sides, just one side's not clear, okay? But that has changed this morning. Now, it's not all cleaned up and all, but I made a lot of headway on the tractor for an hour or so, I guess. Yeah, it looks like the electrician's still down here, but I think I see his van. But anyway, I had to go back. This trailer with all my landscape stuff was at the other house, and so I went back up there, cut the yard real quick, and now I'm gonna bring this trailer down here and leave it at the shop. But I'm gonna try to get out here and do some pole saw work. So I'm gonna show y'all real quick here what we got going on and what I hope to accomplish. I'm glad that didn't fall in my coffee, man. I had to move some telephone poles, but let's see here. Let me pull up here. Let me just jump out. Probably easier to show y'all. Also, I moved the poles out of my neighbor's yard for him. I don't know if you can tell where they were sitting, but I pushed them out of his yard. And then I had some telephone poles. They replaced all the poles around here, and the guy that was doing it told me and my neighbor we could have whatever we wanted, so we went down the road and drug them down here with a tractor. But you can kind of see the house down there. So this is going to be the actual, from this post over, is going to be the actual driveway. So I need to clear out through here, you know. So some of that's going to require cutting limbs down, you know, up to 10 or 12 feet, cutting limbs, and then cleaning up the roadway. And then I'll come back in and level all this out and probably seed it or something. My yard will be very narrow but deep. And then right here, I'm gonna cut a lane right through here. And there's not many big trees in the way. I'm gonna go straight back through here. Back probably 600 foot or so back there. And that's where my shop and all that stuff's gonna go. So anyway, not messing with that today. I'm just gonna try to get the truck pulled around here somewhere out the way. I'm gonna set y'all up down here like this, probably somewhere down here on time lapse. And I'm gonna start hacking limbs, man, and then take the tractor and clean it all up. So that's what we got going. as y'all can see, we made some headway. One of the problems is all of these trees have vines in them. I know y'all could maybe see on the video dragging out these big long vines. So that makes it really hard pulling the limbs out. When you cut them, they don't just fall, they hang there. But you can see at the base right there where I cut some of the vines. I hadn't got them all, but you know, if you cut them off, they'll die and rot out of the tree. So, but it does make it some rough work, because now you see you got all this stuff just hanging down, which ain't no problem. That's something I can bring the hedge trimmer through here and, you know, just clip that stuff off. Really all I need is keep it, you know, probably about 10 or 12 feet high. I don't really care if it's got a canopy, because I'm not going to take the limbs all the way up. But I'm starting to get the driveway over, so I need to clean out probably a little more here. Main thing I try to do is get the overhead limbs out of the way so they don't catch on the rollover protection, and then I put the blade on the ground, and it'll tear most of this little stuff up out the ground. So my battery's getting low on here. It's down to 16%. Not sure why this battery is. It just doesn't do well in time lapse. So I got a little bit to clean up right here, and then that big cedar down there, I'm gonna have to probably go in about 6-8 foot on it, you know, to get it. I'm gonna bring it in at least to where this other stuff is here, I guess. But I'm trying to keep it where I can have as much yard, because my yard is only gonna go about to the back of that Connex box. Somewhere in there I'm gonna clear out, and I'm gonna put this thing in the truck. Well, let me walk down here real quick. See down here around this cedar, it opens up, which I already cleared about 8 foot out of here, so we'd have room to back the trucks in, trailers. But this morning when I got here, this side of the house, you can see where those concrete forms are. There's some concrete forms right up next to the house. That's where the lane was through there, and I cleared from that power pole over. So I'm gonna come right on down through here. I mean, I gotta leave the big trees, but anyway, I'll tear that down eventually. So the drive will finish, it'll come right down through here. And when I say drive, I don't know, I may not have to take too much off of that. When I say drive, I'm not talking about a cement or even rock, probably just where we drive down the dirt. But I want to stay where the road's at now is my yard, and I want to keep my grass looking decent. So when we get done with all the construction and all of that, I'm gonna come in here and level all this out, try to get a little grass growing. So, oh, by the way, y'all know why I got an old tractor now. You see how I use it, right? If I had a new tractor, I wouldn't want to be up in all this stuff ripping the lights off. Y'all probably couldn't tell it in time lapse, but this was already broken, but there was a limb sticking through here earlier. So anyway, I'll put this thing on charge, man. I'll check back with y'all when I get done, probably.